Let me demonstrate you something. I'll create the x variable, store 10 in that x, y variable, store the text 10 in that variable, and then create two new variables, sum1 equals to x plus x, and sum2 equals to y plus y. And then print sum1 and sum2. Save the script, don't forget, and execute it. This is the output. So we got 20 out of x plus x and 10 out of y plus y. What is my point here? My point is that computers are dumb. In order for them to understand you, you have to be very clear, very explicit in what you're going to say through your language, through Python in this case. It's not enough to just say 10. You have to declare what that 10 is. Is it a number or is it text? That's why in some languages, in most of the languages, we have type declarations. So in other languages you would say something like int, which stands for integer. So you are saying that this is an integer, 10 is an integer. And this would be like stry without quotes. So that tells Python that this is actually a text and should be treated as so. So when you apply a plus operator, Python will concatenate that text. So it will add 10 after 10 and it will make this concatenated string. Now this is not how it works in Python. In Python, instead of doing these explicit declarations, we have implicit declaration instead, which is this one in here. So when the number is without quotes, it's an integer. Well, it can also be a float, but let me talk about that in a few seconds. And if it's with double quotes, it means it's a text. If it's z equals to 10.1, for example, that means it's a float. And if you don't believe me, you can use the type function like that, x type y and type z. The type function will print out the type of each value. So it's a class int, a class str, which stands for strings. Everything in quotes is a string, and float, which stands for float. With strings, you can also use single quotes, like that. Save it, and you're going to get the same output. So if your intention is to process text, you need to use quotes. If your intention is to process numbers, so to be able to make mathematical calculations with them, you need to use them without quotes, like that or like that.